Robby D and the lesser known.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Robby D and the Lesser Knowns. I am your expert host, Robby D. Well, what am I an expert of? I'm an expert at bringing you the truth in a world so full of such garbage. And people laughing in the middle of my introduction. We'll just stop there. It's me, Robby D. We're back in video form, season 2 here. Season 2. Lots of videos everywhere. We're introducing the Crandall Cam today because our co-host and producer Will Crandall sitting there. Say hello, Crandall Cam man.
Hello.
He's there. He's doing a great job. And we have someone else here in the booth who doesn't think my introduction is worthy of taking it seriously.
Who? Who's in the booth?
Well, who's in the booth? It's somebody who is a master of comedy, someone who knows the ins and outs of what it's like to be a lady, someone who has been in multiple national television commercials, someone who has been in multiple movies, tested for stuff, as I believe we discussed earlier. And, of course, you were the star of a award-winning short film. The award is still TBD, but it won some awards. Bullfrog. You were great in that.
That was a great film.
It was a great film. None other than the beautiful, the talented, the funny Betsy Cox is here today.
Woo! No. My own cheerleader.
No, we'll applaud. We're proud of your work. Yes, for those of you at home, Betsy is a stand-up extraordinaire. Did some acting as well. She played the bride in Bullfrog. I'm short we shot 2015. I was the director and co-star with you, and you were quite fantastic. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you. You were amazing in Bullfrog. That was a great film. That was so much fun.
Is that real, or are you?
No, that's real. I mean, the fact that everything we pulled off for that film, it made it great. Like it was. Remember, I think I slept 2 hours a night.
I stayed the night on your couch.
That's right. You slept on the couch. We were sleeping around camera equipment and on top of camera equipment.
Your entire dining room was a pile of stuff. I can't believe people were able to find there because so many people came together and, we didn't have the biggest budget, which many of you people at home donated to the Kickstarter. So thank you for that. We raised $6,000, which you think would be very easy to make a movie, but that money ran out quick. So we called in favors with people bringing camera equipment, lighting equipment, all sorts of stuff, and it all went into your dining room, and it was all just a big pile. People were like, "Oh, I need this lens." They'd run in there and somehow come out with the right lens, and then at the end of it, people separated it and knew exactly what was what. It was pretty crazy.
It was crazy.
Just color
pink and green tape. I was putting it on. I was like,
oh, that's right. I forgot.
You know what you realize, like when you do something like that, like how many friends you actually do have. Do you remember we both had probably 50 people show up to be in that wedding scene?
We did.
And our premiere, I was like, no, we don't need the big room for the premiere. We need the small room. Nobody can walk. It was going off all night. We were like partying. It was crazy.
It was, I was very proud, and I was very happy of our friends because we had close to 50 extras for the wedding scene, which we needed to make it look real.
But we also had tons of people. Those were just the people that stayed till 1 a.m.
That happened too. That was some of those people were getting paid, to be fair, but so they had to stay. But yeah. I mean, we had the bulk of extras. The bulk of extras were from about 11 till 4 when we shot outside, and then once it got dark, we still had people at the tables.
People stayed.
Bill was there. Andrea, shout out to you guys. Appreciate you.
Shout out. Hello.
But I think you're right. When Tom Hanks directed That Thing You Do, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore," because he directed, acted, did all that stuff for it. I was just like, and in no way, shape, or form do I think I'm Tom Hanks, but I remember the amount of work that we put in just to pull that off for 12 minutes of screen time.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. And I was thinking, like, even just the prepping and the weekend before and the setup, the flowers that we all had to do, all that work to create a wedding and really make it look like a real wedding. I was pretty much the decorator.
Where'd you get those flowers from? Somebody.
My friend asked me if she could have a shower at my house, and I was like, sure. And then she goes, "Hey, do you by any chance want to keep any of these flowers?" I was like, all of them.
Yeah, they had like little thing, like they looked like wedding flowers, and the vases
and the vases all matched, and those are my best friend Tara's vases. Like the favors we were pulling off to get all that stuff was insane, and then building that board, the love board that I had to build.
Yeah,
we didn't sleep. We slept 2 or 3 hours a night.
And we even cut 2 pages out of the dial. We cut 2 pages the morning or the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember walking through your backyard. We had ordered all that stuff, and we had 15 pages, and we got rid of 3 because I was like, there's no way we're going to get this in.
No, after the first day of filming, you're like, this is going to be the fast day. Do you remember we were there for like 9 or 10 hours, and we did 2 pages?
The stuff we shot in the bathrooms?
The stuff we shot at your apartment, and then...
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, I was like, Robby, what are you talking about? We're going to do this whole thing over the weekend. It was insane.
Yeah.
That was so... We should do that again.
That was the
we
one
should
day
do
I
that
wasn't
again.
there.
We had 7, and because they break scripts up into eighths of pages. So we had 7 1/8 pages to shoot on the day of the wedding. And then we had 15 pages total. So we had the other... 6 or whatever, or 7 and whatever, the 7 7/8 to shoot in the apartment, and we were originally going to shoot all of the bride and groom stuff with extras in the background to make it look more authentic. But then we said this ain't gonna work, and if you'll notice, all the bride and groom stuff in our short is all very close up and very tight, so you can't see the background very well, and you can't tell there's no one there because we shot it the day before. So everything that happened at the altar was shot on Friday, and the stuff with the extras was shot on Saturday because we moved 3 pages over. All the bathroom stuff, because all the stuff I did with Jenna in the bathroom.
That was all
the day before we went, because I was supposed to take place in the middle of the wedding with extras walking around, and we were just like, there's no way we're gonna shoot 7 1/8 pages in one day. So we cut 3 pages. We cut 2 pages total, and then moved 3 to the day before. That's the only way that worked.
It was insane. It was like we started filming at 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, and we went the first night just with no extras, nobody, just the main actors there. I think we went till 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, because we shot all this stuff. The ITMs, the in the moments, or talking heads, like in The Office, how they're talking to camera. We shot that stuff, and you were screaming. You were screaming at your neighbor because their dog was barking, and they were just outside.
They were screaming. It wasn't even the dog. They were like, yeah, we're having a party. I was like, turn it down.
You were like, and I was like,
I was losing it.
It's okay, calm down.
No, because the sound, and I'm telling you, we still had to do the bedroom shot, and it was 1 in the morning at the time. Alvin was tired.
Alvin was mad,
and Robby goes, we'll just push that to tomorrow. And I literally... Remember, I was like, we're not. We're going to run late tomorrow. It was the devil.
That was, God, I wish we would have. I mean, here's the deal. I'm very glad. I still think that bedroom scene, that surprise shot, turned out really awesome.
Ooh,
but looking back on it, I really wish I would have taken, because that was the last thing we did that night. And we were all grouchy. We were all bickering at each other.
Yeah.
And I remember it was looking back on it, it still turned out great. I'm very happy with it. But, man, I wish I would have done more with the... Some of the things I was watching back, and I'm just like, come on, that's not even why would he have his shirt on?
Yeah, but you could. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Well, you know what? After the wedding, maybe you're drunk and you're throwing down for a quickie. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean?
That's true.
After the wedding, guys are usually so drunk. It's like, get out of here. After the wedding, women are like, yes, I never have to do that again. Yeah, right.
What's that?
Don't we wish? Don't we wish that's how it was?
I was wondering what you said. Never to do that again. What was
hook up?
She's just. I wasn't gonna let it go. She's like, "Shut up, Robby, you asshole." Speaking of hook up, let me hook you guys up with today's sponsor. Is that a segue? Was that a dope segue?
That was awesome.
Oh! What is this? A bag of goodies. Oh, are these Angry Orchard's hard cider?
Nice.
You don't say. Woo. Would you like one, Betsy?
Oh my gosh, I love the artwork on this. Are you serious?
Wow. Producer Will.
Oh, wow.
And I'll have one too. Yeah, it's fun stuff.
That is the bomb.com, my friends.
Angry Orchard hard cider. Get one today. And if you don't, get some other Angry Orchard product, because they have a bunch. They have the apple one. They have a bunch of different flavors. So,
ooh, yummy.
We're sticking with the hard cider today.
Should I just shotgun this?
Yeah, why not?
I have to drive.
Oh, well, you didn't say that.
You need to sleep over.
You didn't say should I shotgun and then drive. Boop. Well, Betsy, we're excited to have you in the booth. We went on a little tangent about Bullfrog, but it was a quality film. And,
it was honestly, it was amazing. I really do think we should get the team back and do another one.
It was fun. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, maybe a part 2 of that or something. Just like that thing should be turned into a regular web series.
That's what I originally wrote a movie script for it, and I wanted it to be a TV show, but I don't have the budget to shoot the movie script. But the movie script's good.
Yeah.
Will knows the outline of it.
I do.
Oh God, it's so funny.
It's good. But we're not here to talk about Bullfrog. We're here to talk about Betsy A. Cox.
This is delicious.
Betsy A. Cox. It is good, right?
Oh my God.
Wait,
Are you kidding?
What is your middle name?
Anne.
It is A. I did
Yeah.
know. Betsy A. Cox.
Betsy A. Cox.
Blood alcohol content.
You know how you know?
BH.
Because it's my email address.
I haven't emailed you like in a couple of years, though.
I email you all the time.
Yeah, you do.
And text you and call you all the time. Thank God, or we probably wouldn't be friends.
I text you.
You do, but I definitely email, call, and text you way more.
All right, well.
I'm a chick. I'm on the phone, Robbie.
That's a valid point.
Get over it.
And you always drive your car, so you always text me when you're driving.
I'm always in the car, yeah.
Safe.
It's safe. It's a safe choice. Well, it's like you're in the car. You know, everyone does
I
that.
like to save my important texts and conversations for when I'm driving.
Yeah.
Because then I can really focus on the message.
Me too. Me too. No, seriously.
Texting
I
and
really do.
driving
I
is-
don't text and drive. I talk text and drive. What's the big deal? I go, hey, Siri, text Robbie D. And I'm like, yo, Robbie, it's me, Betsy. Listen, bitch. That's what I do.
And then the other net says, yo, Clobby.
Yeah.
Listen, fetch.
Yeah, no, see, that's the problem is I use way too much slang. We're serious.
You know what I'm
Siri
talking
can't keep
about.
up with it.
And then I go, Siri, you got to get your shit together, girl.
So are you drunk again? No, I am not, Betsy. Thank you.
Oh, my God, Siri's talking to us.
That's pretty funny.
That's funny.
See, that's why your phones are always listening. It's bullshit.
I know phones are always listening. Be careful what you say. I'm joking.
I love you, Siri. I love you, Siri. I do.
Yeah.
Betsy, let's take it back. Let's take it back to the days of a younger Elizabeth A. Cox growing up in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
In a small town called...
New Orleans.
Yes.
Woo.
You grew up actually in New Orleans?
Well, right outside Jefferson Parish, you know.
Why do they call them parishes? Counties are called parishes in New Orleans, and I think Washington State. I could be wrong on that.
I love that you're asking me
It's a church
such a question that you think that I'm such a wizard that I would know the answer to that. Thank you.
You
Thank
grew
you.
up there.
Right, and I was more interested in Mardi Gras and parades than figuring out why they would call something a
Well,
parish.
luckily for you, producer Will's here, and he's a whiz at typing things.
Yeah, he'll
He's
figure
going to
it
tell
out.
us that in a minute.
I can't. I really, honestly, I can't remember, but Will knows.
Oh, here we go.
So Louisiana was officially Roman Catholic under both France and Spain's rule. The boundaries dividing the territories generally coincided with church parishes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's a religious term. A parish is
And how come the Bible Belt doesn't do that?
because we purchased it from French and Spanish.
Yeah,
So-
but Louisiana Purchase went all the way up to like Minnesota.
Yeah, but they didn't really mark it up as much. That was mostly like unclaimed territory that like they owned, but they didn't. There wasn't like cities and groups of people living as well.
If you do these tours and they talk about like when people basically back when people first settled in Louisiana was dirt roads, like all the weird, they were talking, they do vampire tours and how people actually really did, like whether you believe in vampires or not, people really did kidnap people and like tie them to chairs, drain blood and drink it because they thought it would make them live longer and they called themselves vampires. It's really weird. Like,
I hate when other people's blood like touches me.
I took
Let
a
alone
class
drink
at Northwestern called Witchcraft and like the real world literature, and there's like back in the early days of the printing press, especially in like Massachusetts and up in the Northeast, they used to print out like 2 or 3 pulp pages, so they're like front and back accounts of the witches' crimes before they would go, so you could read it, and it's like demented shit. Like it'd be
Yeah.
like, they sodomized a dog and it kept it as a familia and drank. It's like, what the fuck? It's weird. They got
That's crazy.
They got weird, and it was all made up. A lot of it. Because they
I
just
wonder
wanted
if a lot of
making people
Louisiana
guilty.
stuff is made up, though.
I don't know
'Cause
about-
if
I
you
did-
live there, you know it's a wicked.
Oh, there's all sorts of like dark, fucked up shit. But these people weren't witches, you know. Up in at least in the class I took, it was just like It was people who would be jealous and like, they grew crops better than me. There's only one answer.
I must sodomize that
Magic.
dog.
Yeah, she must have sodomized a dog.
But it's like
That's how you get the crops to grow.
the show True Detectives, with the
Great
devil
show.
worshiping in Louisiana.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that was really happening. There were people doing sacrifices behind the levee and stuff, and it was on. I think Bill Elder was the newscaster that did like a big show on it, and that's why it's so crazy to watch True Detectives, because that was really, that type of stuff was going on in New Orleans. It was insane. Ooh. Yeah, New Orleans is a crazy place.
You said they were inspired by the rash of serial killings after Katrina for the True Detective.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like serial killers that just like had a heyday.
Well, how'd you know it was Wednesday? I was out drinking at noon on a Wednesday. God,
I always drink a 6-pack,
Oh,
and not
man.
you or you boys are gonna stop that.
You did have so many memorable moments. They made that parody on E whenever, because you could hardly understand what he was saying. Our buddy, the friend of the show, the people walker, Chuck McCarthy was the guy they were arresting, and the McConaughey interpreter, or the McConaughey parody guy picked him up, put him against the car, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm in there." And he goes, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm in there." And he goes, "I don't know what you're saying right now." Yeah, but
He was
great.
He was so good, and I don't. Dude, he was so good in that.
He was.
My
great.
God.
And then they did season 2, and you just knew it was gonna stink. Because that was not because season 2 was bad, but because season 1 was so good.
Oh my God.
Season 1 was super good. I think the guy just felt rushed. I mean, I don't know. I've read his book of short stories, that Nick Cassavetes guy, and he's a really talented writer. The book of short stories is really, you could totally see the common themes, but I just think he needs time. That's why I think I'm excited for season 3. I think season 3 is going to be good because he's had like 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And I think he's learned a lot of lessons from making 2. Because I haven't seen 2, but I've heard some okay things. Like
Vince Vaughn was great in it.
Yeah. Yo, Vince Vaughn's been killing it.
Yeah,
recently.
and his
He's been
wife,
fucking killing
Vince
it.
Vaughn is he kills it in every.
That's true, but like he's been taking on like that Cell Block 99 movie, kind of a throwaway role, but he fucking big dicked it in that.
Yeah, he's a badass. That guy can act. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
he's so good. I mean, I thought the whole thing about True Detectives 2, just him in it, was worth every moment of watching him. I was like, damn, this guy's killing the whole time. And what was the girl's name that played his wife? She's like so sexy. There is something about her. You can't stop watching her. I mean, there's something about her.
I gotta look it up now. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
watch.
I'm way ahead of you.
I can't think of what her name
I'll
is.
be honest.
I like that, like everything. I just thought, oh my God, that girl's got it going on. There's just something about her.
That first season they had Alexandra Daddario, so yeah, they got a bar to set. That's for sure.
Well, that was a girl that was having the affair.
That was a Woody Harrelson affair.
And then she was.
Spoilers, by the way.
She was on Always Sunny.
Yeah, she was. She was
was.
in season 8. The Gang Finds Love. Yo, let me tell you, I think it's episode 6. If people out there want to challenge me on Always Sunny, I open it. I welcome it. There's not a bigger fan in this world.
Did you watch their pilot on YouTube, like how they shot it with camcorder? And it was
when
so
it was
good.
back when it was Always Sunny in L.A.?
It was so
Oh,
good,
man.
though.
The
And the
sh-
tranny
the
was
sugar
an
episode?
Indian girl? Yeah. Yeah, I know it. I know it.
But the original video. Let's talk about that because that's pretty impressive. The original video was just Charlie having.
So yeah, it was the 3 of them, no
Uh-huh.
D yet, and It's Always Sunny in Los Angeles, and it was supposed to be a lot more about the frustrations of being an actor,
yeah.
and the auditioning process, and how you're always supposed to remain chipper, and like the whole like it's all bullshit and fake and fucking awful. And then they're like, let's just make it about assholes, and they said it in Philly because that was where Mac knew. That's where Mac's from. And then it just kind of.
But the actual very first episode, the one they shot and showed to Fox was
Yeah.
Dennis going over to Charlie's house to get some sugar
gang,
for his
gang,
coffee.
Yeah.
And Charlie, I don't want to give any spoilers, but basically they said it'd be really funny if even though Charlie was telling him he had just found out he had cancer, Dennis still just wanted sugar.
Yeah.
And that whole episode, it's only like 3 minutes long, and it's such crappy quality. It's like the 2000 video
And
quality.
It's great.
And he just goes to his house. He goes, "I have cancer. It's cool. Can I get that sugar?"
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, man, I'm
in
sorry.
season
Yeah.
one, they change it to basketball. He goes, there's people waiting for me. It's like, and it's like, yeah, man, yeah, sure. I guess. Just told you I had cancer. I'm crying up here, but yeah. I'll get you the basketball.
That's so funny.
Great show. Watch Always Sunny. You're welcome.
Great show in the world.
So, we got really far into your New Orleans. You lived in New Orleans.
We clearly care a lot.
I mean, I don't know if you had me on here to be a history teacher or what. Unfortunately, that's not what I am.
So who did win the Battle of 1812 in New Orleans?
Oh, just so you know, the law of the parishes was 1807. To bring it all, it was made into law in 1807.
The Battle of New Orleans was 1812. So
I do have an
changed it.
email of everything you need to do in New Orleans. Like it's like 2 pages if you go, so you understand the history. Like you have to go to the Herma house. You have to understand, like, you know, when they started giving slaves jobs, and when they got a job and they could work and take a profit, they were free. Mm-hmm. And it's really interesting to listen to these 2 families, how it was owned by one house. The second house set they were like the first family to set like so many slaves free. They wanted them to have their freedom. It's such a cool, beautiful thing to listen to. I mean, as much as awful, but it's just so great to see that there were people of that time that wanted to do such wonderful things, you know. And today, I mean, we're still in those circumstances where, you know, we have so many wonderful people trying to do so many wonderful things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
And you're one of them.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But you're a real dog enthusiast. And
Well, all animal, but yeah.
yeah, well, you have 6 dogs at your house right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have 5. My mom has 2 of them, but so 7 total in the family. But the thing is, you know, I was supposed to have a
Told you.
pig.
And I was supposed to have a
But did you
pig.
hear-
Did you
did-
not
yeah.
have enough 4-legged creatures?
Well, I started, it was so sad. This little white, not little, she's actually like 38 pounds, Holly. She basically got dumped 2 times. Whoever dumped her was sick, not feeding her. The dog's bones were sticking out of her almost. She was so skinny.
Now, when you say dumb, you mean they were just abandoned, right? Is that what
No,
you-
they get dumped to the shelter.
Dumped to the shelter. Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
thought you found them, so that's why I was.
Oh, I did. I found my dog Bacon, my little white Chihuahua looking thing. I mean, I find dogs all the time, but no, this one. So I fostered her, and then after a while, she had been dumped at the shelter twice, and I thought, you know what? I can't even imagine having her be here for 4 months. No one's taken her. It's been 4 months, and now she's got to go get comfortable somewhere else again. I mean, I love my little Holly doll. She looks like
That's the big white one?
Yeah, she
I
looks like
that one.
Falcor, the
That's the
never-ending
nicest
story.
one.
Yeah.
All the other ones hate me.
Robbie, all my dogs are bad. They run the house. So if you come in and you try to do your own thing and you don't listen to what they say, then they ain't rolling with that.
At least you know what I respect the most is that you admit it. So many dog owners have just shitty dogs. Like, no, Pumpkin's the great. He's just a little.
Look at
fancy right now.
Look at
She's a
Angel.
fucking. She's chewing on my shoe. She's a shit. Just admit it. Like, she's a cute shit, but like acknowledge the fact that she's a turd.
Yeah.
Look at Angel. She's up on the kitchen counter going poo.
That's bad Bambi. We call Bambi Bad Bambi because she's always on the counters being bad. She's so bad.
Yeah. Well.
I always go to my dogs, quit acting like an asshole and stop it.
You sound like your mother there.
I'm starting to sound more and more like my mom.
Yeah.
As you get older, you just lose more and more and more patience.
That's very true, by the way.
Now I get why my mom was a pothead. I love my mom. My mom's like, oh, y'all smoking pot today. It's legal. Whoop-de-doo. I was smoking pot when I was running from the cops. She said, y'all ain't gangsters today.
I have this image of a woman crouched behind a fence, red and blue lights. She's
That's my mom.
just hitting the joint.
And then perfume.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I love your mom.
God help.
She blesses me at the blood of Jesus Christ.
All the time.
All the time.
I used to tell her when I was younger, Mom, don't
give me
you
that look.
think that God is mad because you smoke pot, you curse all of us out. She's like, God wants me to smoke pot and tell you motherfuckers off.
I'm actually on, like, I'm not a religious man, but I'm on your mom's side on this one. 100%.
God sees what you're doing. Wait, does she have an Instagram? Or is it?
I built her an Instagram, Yellin' Helen,
Yeah.
because that's her nickname.
Does she post often? Probably as much as me.
You know what she does? She's looking at trying to look at our pictures on Instagram. She's got her leg kicked out, no socks on, and then we see a picture of her foot. We're like, Mom, why did you just post a picture of your foot? She's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing on this stupid fucking thing.
And it's a great shot of your foot, but why are you posting?
I mean, at least we take her to get pedicures.
Yeah.
Because that would be a nightmare. She has pretty feet.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw it got like 12 likes. That's good.
One of them was Robby.
My mom
liked
had
it.
2 nicknames growing up that my friends gave her. Yellin' Helen and Dukes, because she always wore Daisy Dukes.
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 That's a solid name.
Mark used to be like, what's up with Dukes? Is she cooking? I'm coming over.
Next time I see her, I'll be like, yeah, what up, Dukes?
Yeah, she'll know.
She'll love it. She doesn't cook anymore. You guys cook now because you guys got that New Orleans background. I love your food when you make it, except in recent years, your food has gotten less and less meaty.
Yeah, I don't really cook anymore.
It used to make me fried shrimp, and those were
Oh yeah, I
so good.
used to eat. Yeah, I don't eat seafood anymore. Is that crazy? I never thought I'd ever be at the point in my life where I did not eat seafood.
I wish you still did because those fried shrimps were outstanding.
Yeah.
Your jambalaya was outstanding.
I still make jambalaya all the time
had
with
it.
spicy vegan
Yeah,
sausage.
I had it at your Halloween.
Did you
party.
like it?
It was
No seafood.
soy. Had soy protein in it, right? I mean, just for the record, you are a vegetarian or vegan. Which one?
Vegan, yeah.
You're vegan.
I don't know if that has soy in it. Actually, it's field of rose.
It had
It's
chunks
the-
of something that was supposed to be meat.
Oh,
She
yeah,
just
yeah.
said vegan sausage, so it's tofu.
It's sausage.
Okay.
I don't think it's.
It was good, but
I think it's green meat.
I've had the original, which means
Oh,
that's it.
that's
Yeah.
interesting. See, I don't even know. People are like, I mean, does this taste like meat? I'm like, do not know what meat tastes like at this point. Because probably haven't had meat in like 15 years.
15 years.
Probably like 10.
But you had
plus.
shrimp. That's meat.
I've had shrimp. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's meat. I won't eat anything with eyes and a.
Shrimp have eyes.
Yeah, that's why
Two.
I won't eat it. I can't.
What
Yeah.
about like a fish that has no eyes? Like the what
Like
about
it lost
those,
its
like
eyes?
those cave salamanders.
I won't eat
They're
it.
like a foot long. They've got no eyes because they're in the cave their whole life.
What
Get
about-
little tender strips of salamander meat, huh?
It's so
Yes,
interesting.
no.
No, probably
What,
not.
what about corn? They got ears.
Yeah, they got ears.
It's not funny.
I guess I'll stop eating corn.
It's pretty serious.
That was quite good. I
Really?
hate your puns normally, but that one got me. I don't
It
know why.
actually, it was
Wow.
good, but I said I won't eat anything with eyes, and he brought up ears.
No,
And
I
I
know,
said,
but
what
I
about
just
corn?
I
It
don't know.
has
Something
ears.
about it just got me.
It's got a face.
Mm-hmm.
The face part.
Because it's ears of corn. Like that's
Yeah,
why
it's eyes, ears, nose, part of
Yeah.
the senses. I thought
Yeah.
it went well. It wasn't like a.
I loved it. I think
Oh,
that was
it's
your best
great.
one yet. And very rarely
and,
do we agree.
and that brings us to our Angry Orchard toast, our punny toast.
The toast of the day.
Official.
Literally, I don't know how much alcohol this has in it. It is so good.
5%.
I'm drinking it like it's a Coke.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've had to
it's
slow myself down
delicious.
because
have
I
as many as you want. I got more.
Oh my God.
Hmm?
Let's not have as many as I want.
All right, I'm not saying I got an unlimited supply, but I got another bag down here. Yes. So let's get to when you left New Orleans. So when did you leave New Orleans?
When I
After-
was like 19.
Why?
I left New Orleans because I thought that I was going to be a model.
Mm-hmm.
And that was interesting. I booked some jobs, but by no means was I ever a model.
Yeah.
That should never have been an idea in my head that I could do that.
So wait, you left New Orleans and went to L.A.?
I went to Miami,
Okay.
lived there for a short time, modeled. Then actually what happened is I read for this part on a thing called video call. This is when no technology was around. And I read with this producer, give me a minute. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm spacing on his name. John Daly. He did like Platoon and a bunch of films. And I was really young, and they wanted to do a film about this famous Italian actress in the 1920s, Tina Modotti. And I had dyed my hair really dark brown. And I'm Sicilian, so part Sicilian. So I probably looked way more Italian then when I was younger, and I had that dark hair. So I read for that part, and they were like, "Oh my God, I don't know what you're doing living in Miami. Like, you should come to LA and do acting." So I kept going back and reading and going back for the producers and this and that. Well, anyway, I moved here. I decided to come here and check it out for 3 months, and I never left.
Oh God, that's such a common sentence you hear in this booth.
Yeah, and they never made the film on Tina Modotti, so.
But did you book it?
My dreams were over. I don't know. They were trying to raise money for it, and they just never did.
But were you booked this, Tina? Did you actually book the role? Did you keep reading, or?
I kept reading, and then they had said, you really should move out here and give it a shot. But I moved out here, and it's not.
So wait, hold on. I want to focus on that for 1 second. You said you're moving to LA for 3 months, and then you're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I'll just check it out for 3 months.
That's such a reoccurring theme, because mine was 1 year.
Oh, okay.
And then once I got here, I said, this is 10 years. It's got to be at least 10 years. I think I said 5 first, and after my first full year, I was like, no, it has to be 10. And people who don't experience what we've experienced moving out here, they don't understand what that means. I'm like, no, once you start doing it, you'll see.
I think you're right. I didn't come in here with like a year plan, but I think I've realized it's at least 5, and I'm coming up on like 4-ish.
And that's for any facet. It's not just people that want to be writers or CEOs or whatever it is. It's just kind of like, if you want to be an actor, you start in the mailroom, quote unquote, non-union, crappy commercial auditioning, like stuff like that, and you just slowly open more and more doors till you hit it big. Now, granted, I'm not saying there's not people who move out here and they get an audition, they nail it and book it, and then there they go.
Some people just get it.
Sometimes people, as we found out, book right away, and then it's like 8 years of run.
7 years. 7 years. It's like Corey Landis definitely said it best. Corey booked the first thing, past guest, he booked the first thing, and then booked, I think, for 7 years after that.
And he booked like 2 or 3
I know. I was never that girl that had that kind of luck, ever. I must have had really bad luck along the way. Because, it's interesting. And back when I came, it was like, to become SAG was a nightmare. Today, I think it's easy because it's like it's partnered with AFTRA.
There's new media content you can do your way in that way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, back then, you had to book a national commercial. They had to pay to Taft-Hartley you to have you on set. So that was extra money that came out of the commercial budget. So people would literally say, book a Super Bowl commercial and you could get Taft-Hartley. Well, guess what? That's what happened to me. I booked a Super Bowl commercial. And I remember that when I booked that, it was like, I think I had auditioned for commercials for 3 years before I booked it. And it was the worst day of my life. And
what was it for?
It was for Pizza Hut. The calzones with Tommy Davidson.
What year? That was 2000.
I don't even know, because I don't know years like that. I like can't even remember. Like I'm really bad at that.
It was a while ago.
It was forever ago, because I think I was like 23. 23, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the first commercial I booked. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was before, and then I booked like Kohl's and a bunch of like, that type of stuff.
But you booked Pizza Hut, Super Bowl commercial, Tommy Davidson. Holy crap, you're on your way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It was crazy. Yeah, I was having the worst day. My boyfriend broke up with me. I was crying in bed all morning. And my agent called me and said, they cannot find a single girl to do improv scenes. And they have this Pizza Hut commercial. Can you get there in 20 minutes? I was like, I'm all the way in Westwood. It was in Hollywood. I just threw on clothes, had mascara in the car, hauled butt over there, went in, and I just wasn't even thinking. I'd never even done improv. And they're like, just do this scene, talk about whatever. And they kicked everyone out of the room, and they're like, you stay. And they improv'd with me forever. And I got it.
Wait, so Let me just. Had you done any stand up at this point?
No,
No, and you didn't do any
I was
improv.
modeling at this point. I was a very unsuccessful model at this point.
Yeah, so I'm an unsuccessful model
Yeah.
still.
I remember a book. This is how unsuccessful of a model I was, right? I booked a print job, okay? And needless to say, I don't really have, like, I'm telling you, like, trust me, I've worked with models who are like, oh, you're pretty. Okay, no, that's not what a model is, just not. It's more than pretty. It's got to have, like, big lips and, like, a strong jawbone, you know. So I booked this print job. And, like, it's for Teen Magazine. Like, oh, it's at a bowling alley. We're going to bowl. Well, I'm a goofball, so I love to bowl. And the really hot, like, real model-looking model and me walked in, and I was like, I saw her, and I was like, oh, hi, I'm Betsy. They were, like, pulling out the clothes. They gave me one outfit, and the photographer, like, every time she pulled an outfit, she's like, do you want this? She's like, no, let her wear that, about the other model. So the other model had, like, 5 outfits, and I had one, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I got that they didn't like me, but you know what? I was a good sport. I was a really good sport. I was like, at least I get to bowl for free. Like, and I'm going to be in one picture. And I was excited about that. So I started bowling and I was jumping around because I was having fun and I was like dancing with the bowling ball. The other model had 0 personality. She was like sitting there and like, can you like smile because we're at a bowling alley? But she was just like so model-esque and perfect. So literally they were like, thank you so much, and sent her home. And guess who wore all 5 of the outfits?
Betsy A. Cox.
Booyah.
There you go. So you never know. You just got to show up. And who cares if you're not the right or the one? Have fun. Do the job the best you can. You'll get noticed somewhere. And if you don't, one day you will, right? I mean, I always showed up with a good attitude and I was ready to work.
That's a classic example. What I think a lot of people say is like, be true to yourself. Basically, like don't worry about what their performance they want. You obviously didn't give a shit. You're like, well, this is. I mean, I can tell by knowing you that sounds. You weren't doing that for the cameras. You were actually having. You even said it. I got the bowl for free as part of the payment. Like you're actually.
I'm sure they were like, "Can you stop bowling? We're not counting scores here."
You're like, hold on, I'm about to bowl 300. Shut up.
Yeah,
Let me
I
finish.
am 14 away from breaking my record of 163. So let's just hold on.
Yeah.
No, that's a solid. That's a fantastic attitude now.
It is. You know what? I when I was younger, I like you always want, and I've spent my whole life trying to do this, trying to do that. And then I just realized, like, sit still, be where you are, have fun where you are, and just like enjoy that for a moment, you know? And everything comes in everyone's own time. Not everybody is supposed to make it at this time, have this at this time. We're all trying to, and it's just like, if you just chill, it's going to happen. Do your best and work hard, you know?
So, speaking of working hard, this is the Angry Orchard segue of the minute. Speaking of working hard, you said 3 years till you booked your first Super Bowl spot. So, what were you doing for work in L.A.?
I was working at Hooters, y'all.
Oh, I knew the answer to that. I just wanted people to know.
Hoot, 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 hoot.
Hooters.
I love Hooters.
Working at Hooters.
There's
Mild,
nothing.
medium, hot at 3 Mile Island.
There's nothing wrong with working at Hooters. Nothing.
Nope. Hooters
Nothing.
appreciated me. They put me on the calendar 2 times.
Which calendar?
Wait, hold
I
on.
own multiple Hooters calendars.
You might have it if
I
you want me to
probably-
sign it for you.
I probably do somewhere buried away.
What year were you in the Hooters
Yeah.
calendar?
I have
gotta
to
know.
look it up. I
Ballpark.
have one. I'll send it to you.
Wait. You said you were an unsuccessful model. The
Yeah,
Hooters calendar.
That's big.
You
That's
just made
big.
it.
That's important.
It's like.
Let me tell you, high school Will viewed the Hooters calendar as arguably the largest modeling job that there was in
I think
America.
if you had to rank it, it'd be like number 5 Maxim.
Yeah.
Number 4 would be like Victoria's Secrets and then Cosmo.
No, Cosmo would be low.
Sports
Victoria's
Illustrated.
Secrets, like mail-in
2.
calendars would be number 2.
Frederick to Hollywood maybe be up there somewhere, and then
Hooters.
Hooters up
Yeah.
here. And for those of you who are not
Hooters
watching,
calendar,
Absolutely.
Sports Illustrated swimsuit,
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret coupon mailers. Those are the big 3.
dang.
Yeah.
That's what it matters. 50% of
Yeah.
high schoolers out there.
Yeah.
Those are the big 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was, and y'all, I
Right
was
up here.
signing them. I was.
Oh, I took mine to like some. I've got no shame about it.
Were you an own month, or were you like a small side picture?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. So when I turned 15, I got a real job, which was at Hooters as a hostess. Okay. And after I stayed there all through till I was 18. And when I turned 18 is the first time I tried out for the calendar.
Okay.
So how many years ago is that? I'm 39.
Well, I am glad that they're waiting until
21.
you're 18 to test you out for the calendar. Although it's a bit strange that they're hiring 15-year-olds as like hostesses.
As a hostess? Oh yeah, you can get a job at any restaurant. You don't wear the same outfit though.
Yeah.
You wear like it looks like golf attire. It's like a collared shirt.
I'll take one of those.
So I submit my pictures to the Hooters calendar. I like crazy looking. I'll send you the picture. It's hilarious. I have hair down to my butt. And it's natural curly, 1980s Def Leppard looking hair. So
I love it. Oh, I'm loving it.
So I get called. I'm the only person in that store to ever get called. I think at that point to be flown to Florida to shoot to get a big page, a full page, and I get called for this. And I'm like 18. I'm such a nerd. I'm like, oh my God. So I went to Florida and I shot. But when I got to Florida, I did the plane. I never really traveled. I'd been on a plane one time in my life before that. Just for like a modeling convention as a teenager, I saved all my money to try to do this modeling convention so I could go to New York and get out of Louisiana. I didn't make it. Nobody picked me up. So it's okay. But anyway, I go to Florida and I get the worst flu I've ever gotten. The worst. I was so sick. I was like, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I have to show up at the photo shoot. And I kept fainting during the entire shoot. The lights were on me. I was freezing cold and I was trying to pose for the picture. I was riddled with the flu. I had never been so. After I flew home with the flu, and I couldn't break the flu. I was sick for like 14 or 15 days after the calendar. And my mom's like, we should probably take you to the hospital. I'm like, I can't even get up to go. I could not. I was like, I don't care. I cannot move. It was bad. I'd never been that sick in my life. And that was the first time after I was that sick, I was in bed for so long, my lower back went out. So probably that's when my dip probably started going bad. Yeah, it was a nightmare. But it didn't matter. I didn't make the big page, clearly, because, but I still made the small picture.
Yeah.
And I was excited about that. It was a big deal for Louisiana.
So you, sorry. So you continued. Oh wait, what's that noise? I don't know what that was. That's crazy. That was the sound of Will opening his Angry Orchard.
I want to open my own.
Okay.
Will wants to open his own, Robby. He doesn't want a mom.
I was trying to be nice.
No, I appreciate it. I wasn't trying to be rude.
Well, just for those of you not watching the YouTube channel, I opened a beer and handed it to Will, and he rejected my offer.
So I can hear this whole.
Oh, you spilled all over your laptop.
Good. I need a new one anyway.
That's not good.
It's smoking.
So when you moved to LA, you worked at Hooters for 3 years to kind of help get you by.
Yeah.
Got in the calendar a little before that, but you were in the calendar
Yeah, I was in the calendar again when I lived in Miami.
again.
Yeah, I did it twice.
Did you get the full page then?
I didn't get the full page. I got upgraded to a bigger page, but I had hair. Like I
got a
cut my hair.
slightly- I wasn't just the day. I was the week picture. We'll scratch that joke.
No, there is a day, but there's very few days.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
almost an honor to be selected for one of the day
Yeah.
picks.
I think I'd
At
want
least
to.
in the calendars, I remember.
I'd want to be Columbus Day.
No, everyone's going for the month, girl. You want to be one of the month.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you had to be a day, what day?
And
would you
although
want
it's always like sometimes in July they'll have like Krista and Kaylin, the two sisters from
Yeah.
like Austin, Texas, blonde bombshells, teal swims. Anyway, yeah, whatever.
Hooters Wikipedia.
I liked women.
I think you just.
I'll do a cabinet.
That came from.
I like beer.
That came from
I like
memory.
Hooters.
All right, calm down there, Kevin. So when did you start doing stand-up? So you got here. So you were here for 3 years for Hooters. Then you booked a few commercials, did Kohl's, all that. But then somewhere along, you started doing stand-up.
I started doing. My commercial agent made me go to this acting class, and she's a really good acting coach. Actually, it's one of those bigger ones. But yeah, I was doing scenes and stuff, and then in between, like, I had stage fright really bad, and I was like, oh, my face is like shaking. I'd never really been on stage like that. Like, I've always been performing my family characters in front of my family. And she was like, oh my God, when you were just being like in your natural state, between these takes, you're really funny. She goes, so I'm just telling you, stand-up comedy, that is your calling, and that is what you need to do. You're an awkward person. And I was like, okay, I guess thank you.
Real quick, how did you get your first agent?
It's really, my first, commercial agent?
Any agent. Like, how did you get seen? That's a question people
My first modeling agents. When I first moved here, I went into every single modeling agency only to get told no by everyone.
Like you submitted, I guess you didn't have it online.
They have open calls,
and
you go in and you bring some pictures, and everybody just kept saying no.
Do they still do open calls, or really more online submissions?
I don't know how they do them today.
Yeah, I think it's more online. I don't think they do. I think they do online submissions, and they have you come in for an open call, but only when you're selected to come in.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. So how'd you get your commercial agent?
So what happened was I met a photographer here through a makeup artist that I knew in Miami. I had done an extra on a music video shoot, and the makeup artist was like, I want to shoot your eyes with my makeup. I was like, cool. And I kept in touch with her and saved her number. She ended up moving to LA, and then when I moved to LA, I reached out to her. And she said, let me introduce you to this photographer. He shoots a lot of stuff, and they had helped me get some okay pictures, and he submitted me to an agency as a favor. And they took me on, and that's when I booked that teen job, like a couple of teen magazine things. And they had a commercial department, and that's how I got my commercial agent.
I think it's a question I often get asked is how people talk about agent stories, but how'd you get there?
Yeah.
And I think almost the resounding answer is it's always through a friend or a connection, which is why everyone you meet, just remember them, be nice to them, put a good impression on them, because who knows when they'll come back.
It is. It's always through everyone you meet. That was through a connection in Miami that I got an agent here. And before I had even called her, I was trying to get an agent, and I probably had 50 doors slammed in my face.
Oof.
Oh, I don't care. I'm very comfortable with the word no. And I always know no will find a yes.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true. You should put that on your keychain. So every time you drive your car, you can see.
It's good life advice for actors and rapists.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, so that's too dark. That's where we'll draw the line for the change.
This isn't always.
Rapists are going to find a yes. I mean, he's right. Unfortunately, they're going to force it.
Like, imagine if I just no context, I just come up like, no will always find a yes. That's incredibly creepy. You're not thinking.
Can I just say, honestly, I really did. I gave my mace to a 16-year-old little girl because she's walking around Santa Monica with her friends. She's my friend. And she's walking around Santa Monica with her friends. And I'm like, what are you doing? You have to be. I drive with my eyes behind me, I'm in my rear view all the time. If I ever hit a car,
you should be driving with your eyes ahead of you.
You're texting and driving, looking behind you.
I don't drive in reverse constantly.
Anywhere near your ass.
She's talk texting, not looking at the road.
You're talk texting to your phone in the back seat.
What do you drive so I can avoid this type of vehicle on the road?
Oh, look. All right. So your commercial agent said you're awkward. You should try stand up.
No, so my commercial agent sent me to that acting class, and she said, that I'm just a really awkward person, and it's very funny to watch, and I should do stand up.
And you did.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't.
I thought you did. Sorry.
I didn't. I started after.
And I said, fuck you. That advice is dog shit. You're a fucking jerk. I'm out of here.
Because I knew nothing about the stand-up world. I think, I remember, what I was, growing up, I watched Mama's Family. And that's what I wanted to be, Mama.
She was funny.
I wanted to be her. I was like, this is the best show. I watched, Lamont and what's his name, Sanford and Son, Lamont. Those were the characters. That was the thing I loved. So I started an improv class. And then in the improv class, I met a bunch of people that did stand up, and they were like, no, you should do stand up. You're crazy. We should put you up. And they did. They helped me. They helped me get up, and I just started talking. And then other stand up comics were like, let me sit down and help you write this. And you need to hone on to this, and do this. And I did it for 6 or 7 months. And then I I didn't want to stop, but I went through, like, my brother was really sick, remember? And then I was like, I just can't. I'm not funny. Nothing's funny. And I stopped. And then I, like, dabbled here and there, but I never went fully back into it until about a little over a year ago.
Yeah, and I think, so you got married, what, 7 years ago? 8 years ago? 9 years ago?
No, actually almost 11 years
11
ago.
years ago. Okay, wow. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. You were married when we met, so.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you got married, you got an endless source of material from your husband's
Yeah,
teeth.
that's right. That's right.
So during that time you got married, you were still acting, you're still doing some of that stuff. You started your company, Devious Dogs.
Yeah.
You've done all sorts of amazing things. You've fostered and owned more dogs than I could ever imagine in your house.
Yeah.
And then finally stand-up came back around.
Yep.
What inspired you to get back into it?
You know what? I just always wanted to. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it. I think it's like one of those things that's like just the ultimate freedom. You can get up there and you can say whatever you want to say, and you could really turn someone's day around, you know? No matter what you're going through that week, if someone could make you laugh, that's like the best. I mean, really, I always tell people are always like, oh, stand up, because like, what am I going to say? What do me? And I'm like, it's really not about you. It's about relating to an audience, and it's like about giving something to them. And if you stop thinking about you through everything, it will go much better.
That's interesting advice.
Yeah.
I think that also would explain. Let me ask you another question. How much do you hate when people find out you're stand-up? How much do you hate when they're like, oh, tell me a joke?
I go, a joke.
Because I did stand up for a lot of those years, and I just hated it when people were like, "Oh, you're a stand up," especially people who weren't fellow stand ups or even actors. I think actors respect it, but like people who outside the industry, "Oh, you're a stand up, tell me a joke." And I'm like, "Here's a joke. I'm doing a show Friday night at 7. Get your ass in there, and you can hear all the jokes you want." And it's not because I'm being rude, but it's like you're exactly right. Like a stand up show is an intimate performance between you and the audience. Every show is kind of different when you do stand up.
Yeah.
They're not all the same. You kind of feel what people are laughing at and adjust accordingly. But like. You kind of, I can't tell you a joke.
It's not like a man
work.
walked into a bar,
Right.
a woman stopped and turned around. I mean,
Yeah. I
You
hate
know, it's just
it
like
when people would say that. Honestly, I think that's the reason why I stopped doing stand up, because I got sick of people asking.
what a grind.
Yeah. No, it is. And you know what? That's another
I
interesting
stopped
point.
sleeping. I don't sleep anymore.
I mean, I want you to speak to that because, you know, there's the acting hustle, there's the directing. Like everyone who's trying to get to the top of their craft, it's a hustle, no doubt. But I do believe people do not understand how much of a hustle getting to stand-up. Like the big comedians you see, how freaking hard they work to get to that hour HBO special. So can you speak to that just a little bit?
There, you know, I mean, I'm not, by no means anywhere near a huge comic or even a big, but it is so interesting, the endless hours of thinking and writing and crafting and creating and then performing and testing and changing it and testing and going back and doing it this way. And how does it fit better here? What fits there? How to build the set this way? Maybe it's better this way. I mean, this is like the most intense, hardest job. And you could talk to any comic, and I'm sure any comic will tell you it is a job that you're going to fail at forever, because you could go to a comedy club and watch a comic who's got a special out and have a terrible night, and then see them the next night and people are tinkling on themselves. They're laughing so hard. I mean, this is the name of the game, I feel like, you know?
But I want to go back even before that, because you're saying work it out, all this good stuff. I'm talking about even just getting on the stage to work it out.
Right.
Is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it's, you know, I mean, it's hard. You have to start in open mics and test. And you know what? There's so many comics now that even at an open mic, you have to be comfortable with the fact that you're going to be there for 3 hours to get 3 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah, something like that.
And you might not get pulled in that lottery. You just might not. There are so many comics there. And if they are, you know, I mean, they'll pull you sometimes at the beginning, write your name down. But by the time, if you're number 18, you're going to be there for hours. And then you're the last one. And every comic that's there testing stuff out, they're out of there because they were before you. So you're not really getting a true test.
No, and they don't want to laugh at your jokes
No.
because they're thinking about their own set.
Right.
I remember to get on the Laugh Factory, I had to go there the Tuesday before the show, wait in line, and only the first 12 people got in. So I had to get there at 3. I got there at 2 to stand in line. I was the third person. So 2 people there before me, and the line within 10 minutes after me had already hit 12 people, and people were all the way back to like 25 to get on the reserve because they only took the first 12. And then I did my 5 minutes, and it was fucking bad.
I did it
because it's quiet. It's only you and the other 12 comics. You're basically doing it for the Laugh Factory people, and this is like 2012. But you're doing it only for them, so nobody's laughing. So you like do your and you say the punchline, and it's just like you're like next, carry on.
You know,
next
if you
joke,
could
Sarah.
that's the thing about doing like an open mic or comedy in front of comics, because nobody's really laughing. But if you could get a chuckle, and an open mic, you're going to do fine in a show. Like, you got a good joke.
If someone tinkles themselves, you did it.
Yeah. In an open mic,
You did it. If someone tinkles themselves, you just never do stand-up again. You made it. You're good.
That's it. Retire.
That's it. Just
retire on a good note.
Just
Somebody
send it.
tinkled.
somebody tinkled.
I always say that.
That's funny. No, I really want to highlight that because I think a lot of people that I used to do stand-up with who still do it all the time. I think 6 nights a week you guys are in clubs and you're going places and you're waiting time and and I always liked to drink beer when I did stand-up, so I couldn't imagine 6 nights a week I'd be drinking beer. I mean, you don't really drink.
Well,
lot,
for a while I was like, I'm so bored. Like, if I have a show, sometimes in a show they have like so many people and you got to get there a little bit early, and I'll have a whiskey on the rocks or something because I have to stay up. And, I just said, I really can't have that whiskey on the rocks because then I'm like number 10 on a show. And I'm like, by the time it's the show, I've had half of a drink and I'm so tired I'm going to face plant. Now I just drink Coke.
Yeah.
I just drink Coke the whole time.
Yeah, that makes
Sip
sense.
on Coca-Cola.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
You've been at some big shows, though. Who's some big comics you've run into lately?
Big comics.
Or just people?
Yeah, I've been in some big. I do rooms with a lot of big comics, bigger than me. I did that Laugh Factory show with and Arsenio Hall was in it, and that was crazy. That was the best day of my life.
What did he say to you? He thought you were a crazy white girl or something?
Yeah, I remember. Were you there? He got on stage after me, and he's like, I was like, who's this sister on stage? Damn, this sister. And I turned the corner, and there was a white girl in ripped jeans. And then he started imitating me the whole time and doing my characters. I was like, oh my God.
What inspires some of your characters, Steve?
My mom.
Your mom?
I do my mom, yeah. Girl.
I've also heard you make fun of your husband quite a bit.
I do a big, like a lot on him. Yeah, poor guy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so easy, though, being married. There's just a lot of material that just happens naturally every day.
Yeah. Like, one of my jokes is, about like girls ask me, how do you know if he's the one? Everybody's single. Nobody's married. And everybody's like, oh, he's not perfect. I can't marry him. How do you know? And I'm like, well, if you look at him at least once a day and you say to yourself, I want to kill him, he's the one. That's how you know. There's the advice there. I don't know what else.
Oh, my God. I think I want to do my impression of you.
Do it.
Every time I call Betsy, this is how she answers the phone. Hey, Robby, I can't even deal right now. I have so many things. I have the dogs barking. Steve's pissing me off right now. And then I got to go over and get my makeup. I'm just so tired. How are you?
No.
And scene.
Yeah.
Robbie's you sound like a Minnesota Betsy, but I like Minnesota? Yeah, a little Minnesota.
Yeah, Robbie calls me, I'm like, I'm tired.
Like, it's not even hello. It's basically just like,
Robbie?
She goes right into her problems.
Yeah, no.
Ring, she picks it up. She picks it up and goes, let me tell you, I was shopping. I'm like, hello.
Well, why would you be calling if it wasn't to listen to the things going on in your life?
Sometimes I have information that needs to be given
disseminated
to her versus
Right,
Richard
literally,
being a
it is.
therapist.
I'm always, but listen, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. This is what women do. They're like, oh my God. And every day I want to kill Steve. Every day of my life. I want to kill Steve.
Well, I guess that we can just forward this to the police. If Steve ever winds up missing, just be like, I'm just going to send the police this and be like, listen, officers, I'm not saying she did it.
But
I'm just saying that
There's a lot of fingers pointing
within
that
1
direction.
hour, she said on 4 occasions
You know what
how
I'm
she
gonna
thinks about killing her husband.
When they knock on the
every day.
door, you know what I'm going to be like? Take me to jail. I need the break. What am I going to be able to sleep in during the day? I don't have to eat. Like, I don't have to take anyone to dinner. I don't have to worry about anybody. Cool. Take me to jail. They have a bed and a toilet. I'm good. Thank you.
I've gained 35 pounds because I've been eating Taco Bell nonstop.
Right. I got to hide my Taco Bell habit from Steve. It's a nightmare.
Let's talk about that. Is everything okay? I feel like I'm gonna pull up on you one day. I'm gonna see your face. You're gonna look all sad. What's wrong? You're like, I had to eat Taco Bell in my car again.
Oh my God. He got in my car last night. We went to go to dinner, and literally I was like, oh shit, I ate Taco Bell the night before. I grabbed the bag and I was like, hold on, my car's a mess. Give me that. Come here. I threw it really far. Sorry, get in my car. Did
Did he call you out on it?
He didn't see. He's not even. Thank God. Like, you eat Taco Bell again.
The funny thing is, from if I may, I'm not Steve, but I am a husband, and I think maybe he saw it and was just like, I just don't really like doing this today.
That's not Steve.
No, okay, fair enough.
Steve comes home and walks around and is like, "Oh, so you know, there's a mark on the wall over there. Where's that a magic eraser sponge? You want to go get that mark off the wall?" I go, "No, I'd rather someone shoot me right now."
Which brings it full circle. The first conversation we had was that we shot that movie inside your house, and the fact that we had 65 to 70 people inside that house. And nothing was damaged.
No.
We put all that wonderful
Wait, you guys
cardboard.
didn't see what I did? Yeah.
There was a little
nothing was
hole.
damaged.
Yeah, there was a bump in the wall. But
I was totally
I had it
joking.
fixed. It was
Did
a quick patch. Yeah, it wasn't.
I
But
thought-
there was
Oh,
no.
I
There
was
was
totally
no.
kidding.
Well, yeah, I bought all that. What's it called? Gator board. Mm-hmm. I think it's Gator board.
Yeah.
It's a cardboard you put on the ground.
I would like that for a
otherwise
regular basis.
your floors would have been
Fucked.
dirtied up. Because
Yeah,
you
but
had
it's-
actual grass. Now you have artificial turf in your yard. But back then you had real grass. I remember.
Real grass. Yeah.
Ooh, that would have been real bad. Because that Gator board was.
You know what I
done
said?
dirtied
If I
up.
ever moved, I don't care if I ever moved to the South where grass just grows like crazy. In my lifetime, because of all the animals that I have, like in and out, I will never have real grass again. Because it ruins everything.
Do you suggest DG?
No, that's worse because it gets wet and it's like sand. I suggest fake grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get comfortable with that.
It's really expensive though. You do know that.
No, it's actually not. It's really not expensive. There's a place by the airport you can get it, and there are grades of it. There are really expensive ones you can get, but like mine's not.
I only take Kentucky bluegrass, fake grass. That's
Yeah, California
that's the fun.
Sinsemilla and Kentucky Bluegrass mixed together. You can play 18 holes and get the bejesus stoned out of you. That's Caddyshack, in case you didn't. Well, she didn't. I don't think she's
I
seen
knew you
Caddyshack.
got
seen
it, though,
Caddyshack?
buddy.
Yeah.
You seen Caddyshack? No way.
You've seen Caddyshack?
seen Caddyshack,
She's
but
a
I-
comic. I would hope you've seen Caddyshack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's a woman. Girls don't like Caddyshack.
I mean, I don't remember it fully, but yeah, I remember it was really funny.
Should we? Our female viewers, I don't want you to think I'm a show.
No, you're going with all your, yeah, she's a woman. I'm a woman. It's just the best. I think you can do the ding each time now for the every time we say, oh, it's a woman
She's a
thing.
woman thing. Well, I'm not gonna. I mean, I feel like you probably haven't seen The Rock, right? I feel like that's what Caddyshack is, like a guy comedy versus
The Rock is the second greatest action film of all time.
Behind.
I didn't see
Die
The
Hard.
Rock. Oh, I loved Die Hard.
Die Hard and The Rock are, again, now there's other films you can argue for, but I will stand fast that
Yeah.
Die Hard's the number one, The Rock's number two. Now, if we're talking action adventure, Indiana Jones.
No, we're talking straight action. What about you?
Straight action.
what's
I
your-
just recently saw Indiana Jones at that Arrow Theater.
The first one? You've never seen Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Oh, no, I mean, I've seen it, but I just saw it at the
Oh, you
theater.
just saw it
They
again,
play
sorry.
it. They have that ride. Isn't that ride
Yeah,
in
the ride.
Disneyland?
So the ride's
Jeep.
based on. So the Disneyland ride's based on an Indiana Jones adventure. It's not specifically based on any one. Because so like in between his, like he's there's multiple stories of Indy. He's got prequel. Anyway, I'm getting into my Indiana Jones nerddom. I love Indiana Jones. He's like the greatest guy ever.
So she's seen him.
I was stopped on the ride in Disneyland. They had a technical malfunction, and right after you leave the Skull Cave, the ride stopped and the house lights came on. So I got to see the entire thing, like what it looked like with all the lights on.
Did you take pictures?
Yeah, I've got pictures on my phone of it. It looks terrible on the lights, but then we wrote it again because there's no lines. But because of all the shadows and the lighting tricks, it really doesn't look cool when the lights are on. But the shadows and the lighting tricks are so well done, so it just speaks volumes to like the Disney Imagineers who clearly planned your experience, because it's a whole bunch of like camera tricks and you're like, oh, that's just like crappy paper mache. But then in the dark, it looks like horrifying spiders and like it was a fun.
You know
what
ride I think is the coolest at Disneyland is the Magic Castle. It reminds me of the Harry Potter book, the opening when he goes to magic school and they're in the dining room and the ghosts are flying around. Oh, the Magic Castle, so cool. I want to live there.
Just going back to your point real quick, because me and Betsy met by working in bars at first. And I was just wondering if you thought when all the lights came on, if it was going to look cooler than when it was purposely lit to look cool.
No. I didn't think it was going to look cooler, but I thought it would look a little less like dopey, you know? Like when the lights came on, I was like, I can't believe like this is what's blowing. Like, you know, because I love the Indiana Jones ride. It's a fun ride. We had ridden it like 3 times that day because there was no line. That's why we were just riding it back to back to back. And I was just like, I didn't expect it to look cooler, but I didn't expect it to just all of it get sucked away. It looked so lame. It was like something we had built.
I was comparing it to the fact that, I mean, how depressing is a bar when it's 2 o'clock and all the lights are on and no one's in there and it's just us counting money? Like, how awful do bars look?
It's so.
When people come into the club at 10 o'clock, it's like, what? Let's go. Oh, 10 o'clock, that's how old I am. Midnight, they come in and just be ready to rock and roll. It's like everyone looks attractive because it's super fucking dark.
Yeah.
And then 2 o'clock, whoop, and it's like everybody's fucking ugly. You're wasted. You see the vomit that you couldn't see in the darkness. The paint's coming off the walls because no one upkeeps the club because this is going to be terrible.
You just see all the stains on the sofa that you're just like,
that you're just laying on with your.
I'm so. I used to sit on them and be like, gotta wash these clothes.
It's bad. So I was just comparing Disneyland to a nightclub.
Holes and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Are you doing
it's a children's nightclub.
Were you doing a gym look?
No, I was looking at the lights to make sure we're still recording. No, I do a gym look like.
Here, Betsy, give a gym look to the camera.
I don't know how to do a gym like.
Did you watch The Office?
Well, yeah, but
the Jim and Pam, you know?
When you said that you meant the gym like working out.
No.
Here's
fair.
Here, say something weird.
Something weird.
No.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a really good one.
So there you go, cut. So for those of you not watching the YouTube channel, you have no idea what we're doing, check it out. Robby D and the Lesser Knowns YouTube channel. Search it. You can see what's going on in the booth live. Kind of in.
Absolutely not live. This is the definition of not live. It's going to be great because next week I'm shaving. So I'm shaving the beard after this weekend. I'm going full stash. And so it's going to be funny because if we upload them out of order, which I hope we do, it'll go mustache next week, full beard.
Except no one can see you because you're turned sideways.
I have a whole camera.
He has the whole camera on him.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do you? So you're going to do like a goatee?
No, I'm going full stash.
Oh, but you're going to bring it all the way down?
Yeah, I get just a little bit past the corners of the lips, little flavor savers. You know?
I bought a mustache like that to imitate my stepdad with.
Yeah. So
I love dressing up as him.
Maybe I'll go full. I've been playing that cowboy video game, so maybe I'll just shave everything under the chin, so all this will go, and then I'll shave this, so it'll just be like a big old mutton chop to the stash to the other mutton chop.
It's nice that you could grow a full beard like that.
I have to say, it is nice, but then you get to these stages where it's like right now it just looks like.
No, it looks
like
good.
Teenager pubes.
It
stuck to
does?
that's what I feel like it looks like. Maybe I'm overly critical.
It looks really nice and clean, actually, right?
This is amazing content for the show, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is so good.
We started on New Orleans.
This is so good.
And now we're talking about my beard.
All right, Betsy, back to the stand-up world. You have some shows coming up you want to plug, hopefully probably about 3 months from now, because that's when it's going to come out.
Oh. No, I'll just plug my Instagram at Bling and Betsy. You can always find the shows there.
Oh.
I'm doing a website, blingandbetsy.com.
And then what about your other business? You want to plug that one too?
Devious Dogs, and we'll be on Instagram, Devious Dogs LA, and we're doing our first pop-up shop, and I believe it's going to be on December 1st. Mm-hmm. They don't have 100% the date locked down, but we're selling dog stuff and raising money and giving proceeds to a dog rescue.
What kind of stuff can we expect?
We have the cutest little like Chanel type of raincoats, like Valentino, rock-studded
No, this
harnesses.
Might seem dumb. Is this for the dog or for the
It's
human?
actually funny you ask. Not a dumb question. We are doing mostly dog stuff, but we're making human belts that you can actually wear with your clothes and then hook your dog leash onto. So you have matching belts with your dogs.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, it's cute. Really cute.
Except if you own a big dog, it's like who's leading who.
Well, if you own a small dog, it's still like who's leading who, and we all know the dog's the winner. The dog's leading you.
And clearly in your dog household, that's the case.
My dogs run the house.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bad Bambi.
bad Bams,
Bambi.
bad Bakey.
Bad Holly. Actually, Holly's really good.
Holly's good. She's just Holly Hunter.
Bad.
What are the names of the 5 dogs plus the 2 from your mom? We got Holly, Bacon, Bambi.
Yeah, Holly, Bacon, Bambi, Sky, Gup, Hugo, Cocoa Butter.
Wow. And you know how she loves them? She didn't even have to pause once to be like, oh, fuck, what's the last set? She went right through it. That's
sounded
you're legit. I mean,
She sounded like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting. Jimmy, Bobby, Jimmy, Mikey, Joey, Jimmy, Timmy, and Tommy.
or Mark Wahlberg and Ted. Carolyn. You're thinking the white trash
Jimmy,
name.
Bucky, Biggie, Buggy, Baby, Bobby.
Oh, I've got you now, you son of a...
Betsy,
was
I got. Do you have any like bad stand-up experiences? Like, do you have any jokes you thought were gonna crush?
That's a good question. I mean, I'm sure I've had a ton of jokes I thought were gonna crush that just didn't make the cut. I just can't think right now.
I just want to make sure that. I mean, sometimes I think you're so loud during stand-up that you probably don't even hear people boo if they were.
Yeah, I'm so loud. People go, wow, like your energy's amazing. And then people get on after and it's like, anybody in here sell Coke for when this girl gets off her high? And I'm like, I never even did drugs. I mean, it's so mean.
Yeah.
I never did do drugs. But I do drink Coca-Cola, so.
I used to have Coke.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I've been heckled before by drunk girls being like, bitch, whatever. And I'm like, oh, God.
For what? Wait.
Just like, I'll be doing, but it wasn't just me. It was every female comic that got up.
They would literally yell bitch. Did you take
We'll
them
be
down?
like, oh my God. Like, and then one girl, I don't even want to say, because, one girl did her set and she was like a tough chick, like a Marine, and she did it on that and they were heckling her. And I thought, like, ugh. It's like, it's the best thing in the world that could ever happen to you. Or for those things to happen to you. I remember it happened to me when I was back doing stand-up for maybe 2.5 months, 3 months. And I remember thinking, like, I said something nice back to her because, I'm just not a nasty person. Like, I'm not going to be like, shut the F up. I'm just not, it's not me. So it's just like, and I remember I said something like nice and like giggled and then went back to my set and like connected with the people that were there. There weren't many people. It was like one of those bar shows. And the girl after me was like totally a little bit more aggressive, but like good sport about it. But that one night changed my whole life in stand-up. I realized like how to handle audience much better. I realized like I have to have ins and outs, and I just realized it made me the strongest that I ever thought that I would get. Is that I remember that one night I was like, now this is going to be my new goal, to always be able to handle this. And I have people that talk to me during my set sometimes. They'll be like, oh my God. Like one guy was like, damn, I'm from the South. I drive a truck when I do my, and I'm like, damn, so you know what's up in the back of that king size? Like, going off with them. And it's like becomes funnier, so. But it's, it's you
wait,
learn.
Wait, so what happened though? You said she just called you.
Yeah, so she was just just talking and screaming at me and like, oh my God, say this. And then after, you want to hear something? This was what was so funny. After me and a couple of the comics were all talking, and she was like, when the girl was like, damn, that girl, like whatever. And I was like, oh, like, God, that was like crazy. Like I've never had anyone scream at me that much on stage. And she was like, yeah, she's like, what an, a-hole. And the girl, drunk as hell, walked up to me and was like, you are like really funny. And I was like, what? Like you heckled the shit. I was like, is this girl a little bit off? I mean, I have no idea. Tell me that's not crazy.
That's hilarious. But did you say anything to her, or were you
I was just like thank you.
No, on stage. So when she was calling you bitch, were you like?
No, I just said something. No, she wasn't calling me a bitch. She was saying something. I want to say exactly what it was. It was like I had said, and she was like, I made a word, not a curse word. She said to say that. She was saying something about this woman being a Marine, but
just throwing your timing off.
Like nasty, yeah, throwing timing off, but saying like nasty little splurs to people. But it wasn't, I mean, like it was like female comics she had been doing it to. And for when I was standing with like other comics and other people that were there, and when you could imagine when she came up to me, I was like, what is this girl doing talking to me? And she was like, I just wanted to tell you something really quick. Like, you're so funny. And I was like, oh, what? I was like, really? Thank you. Okay. Like, this is awkward.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's good. I'm glad you learned the lesson.
Stand-up's hard.
Yeah.
It's a job just like anything else, but it's a little bit more because you have to be ready for a lot of curveballs, and it's a lot of people that are there. A lot of things could happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got one more curveball for you.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You think stand-up's hard? You better grab that seatbelt. Go ahead, buckle in.
Okay.
We're moving on to the most difficult segment of this show.
Ooh.
We're gonna put your stand-up/improv/model /Hooters skills to the test.
Okay.
And get ready
Okay.
for method. Acting.
For method what?
Way to ruin my timing on that one. For those of you following along at home, I will give Betsy a scenario, and she will give me her answer as that character in that scenario. You think it sounds easy? Guess again. It's time for question 1.
Tyson Chicken wants to spice her. We're going to redo that.
I'm not going to edit that out. Get it right.
Tyson Chicken wants to sponsor Devious Dogs.
We ain't taking your money.
That's pretty good. But you're not out of the woods yet.
Okay.
Because I come with question 2. You sneak out of the house and you go to Taco Bell. And in the store, eating a number 4 Mexican pizza with 2 tacos is Steve. What do you say?
Thank God.
That's it?
Yeah, because now I can eat Taco Bell every night.
All right, not bad. Question 3.
You're doing stand-up comedy when you realize your current heckler is a Hooters girl.
Yeah, and then I'm going to have to say, you should know the Hooter rules. When a Hooter girl walks down the street, she looks 100 miles per head feet. She wears winning smile, a winning way. And when you see that girl, you'll recognize and then say, there's a girl I'd like to know who has the Hooter spirit, up and go. And just to look at her, it's quite a treat. It's hard to be a Hooters girl.
not bad, but singing's not going to get you out of the woods just yet. Because we've reached our final question. And the beeping has happened. It's an alert.
Okay.
To let you know it's our final question. Tell me a joke.
A joke.
And that's it for method acting. Things got hairy there for a minute, I'm not going to lie. But you persevered and you gave answers that pleased the crowd. So well done, Betsy A. Cox. We're going to get you out of here. And the last question I ask all of my guests, and that is, what would Betsy Cox now tell Betsy Cox leaving Louisiana for Los Angeles?
Go to Los Angeles and just do everything you want to do and be you, and stop taking advice and stop listening to everyone else and what they say. Do what you want to do and just be who you are.
I'm a little inspired right now. That's fantastic. Betsy Cox, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Betsy Cox, the philanthropist, dog activist, stand-up comedian, husband loving, would never murder him.
Angry orchard
drinking / loving. Wonderful person you are. I want to thank producer Will for doing a great show
thank you,
today. Took a lot of
Robby.
notes. Also in our wide shot was covering Betsy a lot, so we'll have a lot of back of Will's head. So give us one more Jim look.
Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
This was awesome.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that sounds good to me.
I won't be called. I looked into the camera because I thought I was going.
Nice. Looking at the camera. And, of course, I'm going to thank myself because I did a great job. And
it was passable.
Really am enjoying
maybe
these.
the first time.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Well, it's only took us to season 2. In any case, we look forward to seeing your sets. I'm excited to come see you perform, and so I'll probably see you over Christmas. But in any case, but for those of you who won't be seeing Betsy, you can see her on the YouTube channel. Just log in to YouTube and find Robby D and the Lesser Knowns. Also find us on Instagram at RDLK Podcast. Of
We'll
course,
throw her YouTube channel and her Instagram stuff in the video description for more info, and we'll plug her Instagram in our bio and stuff for this post.
Wonderful. There you go. So check it out. Don't forget at Will the Spaceman and at Robby D, 3 E's. You can check us out. This has been Robby D and the Lesser Knowns. Thanks for stopping by.
Robby D and the lesser known.